Good morning, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the special alumni session. Today, we have with us a distinguished alumnus of VIT, someone who has not only carved a remarkable path in the automotive industry, but also continues to give back to the community with unwavering passion and dedication. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Bhuvala Sundara Surapaya, Program Manager, Automotive at Bosch, Vantoor. So, with over 21 years of rich experience across project and people management, R&D, and global customer programs, Mr. Buena brings to us the wealth of insight. He holds multiple prestigious certifications including PMP, PMI ACP, PMI PBA, and Six Sigma Green Belt, and is a Bosch certified program manager and assessor, the highest project management qualification within Bosch. But what truly stands out is his passion for mentoring and empowering the next generation. From training over 2,000 students in professional and life skill to co-authoring a project management book in Tamil, Mr. Buna is deeply committed to bridging the gap between academics and industry. Today's topic, campus to corporate transition, preparing for internships, is incredibly relevant for all of us. I'm sure we will leave this session inspired, better informed, and more confident to face what lies ahead. So, without further ado, let's hear from our very own VITN, Mr. Bhuvana Surapaya. Over to you, sir.
Hey, good afternoon or good morning, everyone. Just give me a minute. Um, okay, so you're all able to see my screen, right? The shared screen, are you able to see?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Excellent. So first of all, good morning, everyone. Again, all the campuses, Manikandan sir, and also Dr. Samuel Rajkumar sir, everyone, for the opportunity. And I passed out of Vellore Engineering College, 1997 to 2001, BE ECE. I did, and after 2001, it has now been almost 25 years since I left VEC. Now it's called VIT. They say you can take a person out of VEC or VIT, but you cannot take VIT out of the person. So I have been regularly coming to VIT for various things. I was there as an external evaluator or a jury, basically for exams, for your projects and for hackathons, a couple of guest lectures and everything I have done. And sometime back, in fact, in January, when I came for the Alumni Day this year, on 26th of January, I was speaking to the PAT Center, Manikandan sir and Rajkumar sir. And The idea was I could do a session which is really relevant and tailor made, especially for students who are entering the industry, because I believe that this audience consists of students who will be going for internships, if I'm not wrong. So I usually do this campus to corporate transition sessions a lot. In one of the next slides, you will also see my brief profile. I've been to more than 200 universities across the globe, not just in India but abroad also, both in person and also online. I have guided more than 2,500 students on campus to corporate things. And But the interesting thing is this session is slightly different. It's not just generic campus to corporate transition, but it's also targeted towards going for internships. Because what we will see in this session is not just how to get an internship. We are not going to see how to get an internship. Most of you already have internships or something. It is rather to be prepared, because I usually in my free time I have been mentoring every week, at least 3 to 4 days a week. I have my own groups of students whom I mentor in the evenings and on weekends. I usually talk to them about, becoming good professionals. In addition to making them interview ready, I also make them industry ready. And I usually call these sessions, what do you do on the second day of your job? First day of your job, I know what you all do, right? You have your HR formalities, internships or something, all those. And then after the first day that Josh is all done and the excitement and everything has settled down, HR is out, you are at your desk. Second day, what do you do? And I have been a manager, I have been leading teams, large teams, small teams, medium teams, a lot over my 22 years of experience. And I have had quite a lot of interns in my teams who have been reporting to me also. Always I see like a kid who has been sent to a creche or to a kindergarten or a daycare, right, away from parents. They just sit there and they don't know what to do. They know technically what to do, but they don't know really what to do really. So I always call these sessions, what do you do on the second day of your job? So I usually talk about all these things, how to make your industry ready. So that's basically the context of this session. This session is going to be interactive. I know there's a large audience, 4 different locations, auditoriums, and everything. So how to make it interactive? I have a few questions at the beginning and throughout. So what you can do is you can maybe even shout out your answers. I can hear some answers because just a gist or if we cannot make out the answers from you, right, the coordinators at each location can interpret it for me. Say this is a majority answer, most people are shouting and everything. You can let me know because that will be a very good way of carrying forward this conversation. So let us be interactive. It is maximum 1.5 hours. That includes question and answer. At any time you want to stop me. Do not wait for the end. There is no separate Q&A session at the end. You can stop me at any time. It will not affect the flow. Is this okay? All these things? Yeah, I can see many of you shaking your heads. Excellent. So quickly, I just this is the first lesson I'm going to teach you when you go to the professional go to professional life. You would not be doing it much in your student life, but you must do a lot, which is tom-tomming about yourself, marketing yourself. So I know, madam, actually, she gave a very good introduction about me. It was an amazing introduction. I was wondering who is this guy. Actually, very nice. I also want to meet this guy, but then I realized she was talking about me. No one could have done a better job than what she did. Thank you very much, man. And I know the people behind that, actually, Manikandan sir and everyone. Thanks a lot for that. But also in professional industry, nothing is more important than tom-tomming about yourself. So let me blow my own trumpet. So this is me, what you see on the screen. By designation, I'm a program manager in automotive industry. I have been with Bosch. This is my 12th year in this company, Bosch. And my education was at Vellore Engineering College. I did BE 1997 2001. Then immediately afterwards, I went to Germany for my master's in telecommunication and technical management. And then for a period of 9 years, I was living in Germany. I studied, worked, and lived there in Germany, mostly in biomedical engineering, telecommunication engineering, and all the things. Then in 2010, I came back to India. I was with GE for about 4 years in Chennai. Then the last 12 years, I have been with, this is my 12th year at Bosch. And so I'm a true blood project manager. I have been leading projects, programs, teams, people a lot. I'm not a techno guy. So for me, though I'm an engineer, I have a master's in engineering, I do not consider myself a techno guy. I'm mostly a manager and how to say, I consider myself as a facilitator. So, in addition to my day job at Bosch, I've done various things in my free time. Project Management Institute is the world's largest institute for project management professionals. I have been a member and volunteer of it for more than 11 or 12 years. Till recently, I was a board member at PMI's Chennai chapter that covers entire Tamil Nadu. And I was responsible for corporate outreach, academia outreach, and engineering and construction industry, automotive forum, and everything I established there. And both as part of PMI and Bosch, and in my personal time, I have been to lots of universities, as I said. I love a few things. Number one, I love talking, as you can see right now. I love chattering a lot. I think both mean the same probably. And I love teaching. I found actually sort of my ikigai. I found I was good in making complex things simple and explaining it to children and students. So I said, why don't I do that? I love that and I'm good at it. So I have been to so many universities teaching, and they call it as youth and social impact. That's my thing, nation building and and social impact. That's my key interest. And also in my corporate life, in addition to my day job at Bosch, I've been training people for various PMI certifications. I've trained close to 1,000 people or more than 1,000 people in various PMI certifications. And for those of you who understand Tamil, along with my colleagues from PMI Chennai chapter, I co-authored a book called Tittamidu Vetri Thodu. It means plan and win. It was one of the first books. It is on project management in Tamil language, but for children. So I would give a copy of it to the VIT campuses when I am there. So we took the example of how you organize a sports day in a school, and then we explained all the concepts of project management. I wrote the chapter on risk management there. So I do speak, read, and write fluent German language, and I have been training people on German language also. And on the personal side, I'm married. I have a 13-year-old son, a teenager now, and I love my interests. You can see here, I love teaching, reading, and quite a lot of things. I love learning languages. So this is the first lesson. Before you start doing anything, blow your own trumpet first, because if you do not do it, nobody else will do it for you. This is corporate. I want to do it with a live example. So this is what we will do today. Uh, I wanted to understand from you what it means to you to have a job or an internship. There are quite a lot of reasons. See, normally people say, why do you want to go for a job? Obviously, what is this stupid question? I want to earn. And some people say, hey, if we say I go for money, right? People will look at me like, come on, this cheap guy, money, money. I'll tell you, corporate life, money is not unimportant. Money is very important. You'll see. I want to understand from you what is the meaning of an internship. What is the purpose why you want to do an internship? And the difference between campus and corporate. And I will look at certain behavioral traits and key skills that you will need when you make this transition from being a student in a campus where all your parents, your elders, your teachers, no, teachers are the worst people on earth for children because they spoil you a lot. Because worse than parents, they say parents spoil you, but teachers spoil you much more. So, how to move from this completely protected environment when you move into a free environment like the corporate world? What do you have to do yourself? Preparing yourself, and then what immediate next steps you can do. This will be the gist. Generically, we will talk about campus to corporate transition, but we will concentrate a few things on internships. So, at any time, stop me if you have questions, clarifications, or if my audio or video or anything goes down, please let me know. So, here are a few questions. I will need help from the coordinators at each of the location to give me the answers. You're all shouting. You can shout the answers. First question: what is important to you in your life or career? Possible answers: self satisfaction, making my parents happy, making my boyfriend, girlfriend happy, money, whatever. Shout out the answers. Please shout the answers, and your coordinators can give me the answers. I'm hearing nothing. All of you are muted. All the locations you can unmute. No? You're all still muted. So I hear no answers at all. That means nothing is important to you in your life? No, right? So please unmute and the coordinators can shout the answers or can give me the answers.
Sir, for me, fulfilling my ambitions are important in my life and career.
Good, good. Nice model student. Good. What else? I can see all your classmates sitting and smiling. Good, good answer. Shout, shout answer. In fact, my request is all the locations unmute simultaneously. You can shout the answers because the next 5 to 10 minutes is going to be a shouting match like a parliament. Like a parliament. Please give the answers.
Enjoying my work and learning.
Another model student. Wow. You know what I hate? I hate students who behave like students. Good. More answers. More answers. The other locations are quiet. Chennai, AP, Vellore. Come on. I know how VIT is. Whatever VIT is, one thing it is not is it is quiet.
So I love food, so I want to earn enough money to have food throughout my life.
Beautiful. One bold answer. Nice. More answers. There are more questions coming. Come on. And don't think any answer is wrong or embarrassing, because another second lesson, maybe if you have the notebook and pen, you can make down all this, you can write down all these tips I am giving you. First is blow your own trumpet. Tom tom yourself. Second is be shameless. The moment you are having any shame, you are not fit for corporate. So give any answer, no embarrassing answers. Okay, let me go to the next question. Maybe you'll have a better answer. It's related to the first. Why do you want to have a job or internship? I know my girlfriend's parents said unless I get a job, I cannot marry her. That's a beautiful answer. That's a real answer I got from one of the university sessions in front of 1,000 students. One guy actually mentioned it. And then somebody shouted a girl's name and she said, yeah, I am his girlfriend. And my parents said that. That's why he is looking for a job desperately. Could be any answer. Come on.
To get a stable income.
Come on. No answers?
Sir,
Yes.
to get a stable income.
To get a stable income. Wow. Nice, nice, nice. Happy to hear this.
Sir, to do what I enjoy and earn in the same time.
Nice. Thanks. Thanks. In fact, what's your name?
My name is Mohammed, sir.
Mohammed. You know what? I really want to hug you because this word enjoy is the first thing that goes out of the window when people join their jobs. And that's the last thing. In fact, even as the last thing, it should not go out. I'm really happy actually, because on those days when you really see what am I doing with my life, why am I doing this job, I hate my manager, I hate my job, I hate everything I do, I don't get a good salary, I get nothing, what am I doing from morning to late evening? The thing that prevents you from jumping out of the window is basically this thing, enjoy. Great, great. Next question. What scares you the most? This is a different thing. Many times you would not be thinking in this direction. What scares you the most when you hear the word corporate?
Not enjoying the work I'm doing.
Oh, you're smart. I think you're perfect fit for corporate. Perfect. Not enjoying. Yeah, yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. What else? What else?
Um,
Being stuck.
Come
Being
on, go.
stuck.
Sorry?
Being stuck at a job that I don't like.
Being stuck at a job. Perfect, perfect. How many years do you do your BE? 4 years, right?
four, yes, sir.
Hopefully, huh? Hopefully you finish in 4 years. Good. And are you not scared of being stuck at VIT for 4 years during your first year, second year? Were you not? You're not. Because you know after 4 years, hook or crook, it's going to be over, one way or the other, right? Perfect. What the? Now, fourth question. You are a student today. What will be your biggest takeaway or biggest takeaways from your student life? Learnings, takeaways, good, bad, doesn't matter.
Sir, you shouldn't let others dictate what you like.
Professors are there in the call. Good. Note down. You have the student, you have his name, you have his face, you have his comments. Good. But that's a good one. That's a good one. Any other answers?
Basically, when every instance in a college is a learning experience, humanize and removed. That would be the biggest takeaway from my life here.
That's something that I generally do not hear. That's nice. What more? What more? Would you all like to stay forever with this jolly, jolly student life at your job? And it scares you that you'll not be able to do that? Anyone? How many of you are scared? You can raise your hands. I can see that. How many of you are scared that you will lose the great things what you have as a student, the freedom, the carefree nature, the joy and everything, the moment, maybe not in the first or second year, but after a few years in a job, you will lose it. How many of you are scared? Raise your hands. I can see a professor also raising the hand. I'm not sure. You?
Oh, sir.
Okay, no? Okay, because sometimes I see half raised hands. All right. So I would not embarrass or put you in danger actually with more questions. I know if I ask the same question in private, I will get more honest answers. No issues. Perfect. So now there is a reason why I ask all these questions. There is a huge difference between campus and corporate. Just give me a moment. Just a moment. Okay. So these things are all self-evident, right? So I'm not trying to say that campus life and corporate life, there's a huge chasm in between. There is a big gap, and you have to completely become a different person. I don't know, in Tamil, you watch the movie Onion, right? In Hindi, it's called, I don't know, this Vikram movie, right? Where he has schizophrenia and multiple personality disorder. He comes as Remo and all this, no? I don't know in other languages how it's called, right? I think in, yeah, so,
Aparichit.
Aprajit, yeah. Yes, I don't want you to be that actually. One fine day, you are a student, suddenly you become a corporate guy and then you change. No. There are things that you need to carry, take away. There are lots of good things that you must take. There are lots of bad things also. Imagine as a student, if you're having them always chilling out with your friends, going for a coffee, tea, late night at 2 o'clock. Many of you do it, I know. In the night, 1 or 2, suddenly you want to, if you're not in hostel, right? You want to take your bikes out, go for a tea or something, come back, bunk a class, and go for a movie and all this. These are actually not bad things. These are some good things that you can take when you go to corporate. There are also some bad things that you should not take from corporate campus life to corporate life. So campus and corporate life, they're similar and different. So some of the things that you see here, right? Basically, the most important thing is the purpose. I was asking you, right? Why do you want to have a job? What is the target purpose of your life or career, whatever? So purpose, the goal is the most important. I'm not going to read this. I will share the slides, of course, with the coordinators. They will in turn share it with you. I'm not going to read the slides. Only a few important things. The most important thing is purpose. Why? If you have, along the course of this session, I will recommend quite a lot of books, literature to you. The first book you can also note down in your notepads. The first book I'm going to recommend is Start with Why by Simon Sinek. I know many of you would have read this. Start with Why by Simon Sinek. Even before you buy the book, go on YouTube. There is there are lots of videos. One of them is called the Golden Circle by Simon Sinek. It's part of his Start with Why. Always, right? Keep asking why you want to do anything. How? Come on, you're all engineers. If you're studying in a college like VIT, then there is no question that you are capable. How you will work it out yourself. What? To some extent, you will work it out with some guidance at your corporate. But why? No one will help you. No one can help you. You have to figure it for yourself. It's a philosophical thing, right? Why am I here? Why am I doing? Why do I exist? Existentialism. So the goal basically, why basically you are in campus in college for grades, probably because our parents forced us to be in this college in this course. It could be anything. But in corporate, it is mostly on outcomes. In at least in college, right? You do step marks. They give you lots of grades for efforts also. In corporate, yes, they do appreciate the process, the so-called process, but no marks for staying late night. Hey, you know what? I stayed the last 3 days. I'm going home at 2 in the night, and then I worked on Saturday, Sunday, and I just delivered half a day late. Sorry, you're late. You cannot say it's so cruel that I have given so much effort and everything I have done and not got the outcome. Outcomes are important because remember this, it's an American saying, there is no free lunch. We are not here for charity. You're not here for charity. Of course, organizations, corporates take an interest in you personally. They groom you in your development. They have lots of trainings. They do everything they do. Team development, sure. At the end of the day, everything is selfish. They groom you, they help you grow because in turn you will help the company grow. Results matter. And most of the time, results are the only things that matter. Then you also talk about, for example, schedules. We talked about that. But the biggest thing you will see in the next few slides is accountability. Accountability is the most important thing. I'll give you an example. There's a big difference between responsibility and accountability. Imagine three of you are doing a project together, and it's a common project, and you have to do it together, and you will be graded maybe similarly or differently. But one of you is given, each one of you has split the responsibilities. One of you has, imagine you need some hardware for it. One of you is responsible for going and procuring this hardware. One of you is responsible for making the software code, and the third person does the reports. Each one of you has a responsibility. But imagine if tomorrow the hardware does not come on time. The software is ready, but you cannot test it on the hardware, and the report cannot be made because nothing is working. Now, whose head is it on the platter? Whose head is it on the platter? Is it that person, that student, your colleague, your classmate who is responsible for buying the hardware and getting it ready? No, he or she is responsible. The accountability is with each one, every one of you. Ownership, because this no excuse culture is what is very important in corporates. Because in campus you can always give excuse. Sir, actually that shop was closed, or Amazon it got late in delivering. They delivered to the wrong address, the wrong specification, and all those things. In corporates, taking ownership, being entrepreneurial. I know many of you. I know VIT. I have been there quite a few times. I know even as you're in your third year or fourth year or even first year, I've seen many students creating their startups. They never set foot in a company in their entire life. Right from the moment they leave college, they're already in startups, right? Their own startups. But there are quite a lot of interesting and important things that you learn when you're in corporate. The biggest of them all is being entrepreneurial. In fact, I am never a big fan of students starting startups when they are students and then going directly. You start a startup parallelly, do it as pleasure and fun and everything. But I would strongly recommend students to have at least 2 years, 3 years of work experience in a company, small company or big company. There are things when you're managing your own company, and there is a difference between that and working for someone else. What is the worst thing you will do when you miss deadlines with your own company? Maybe you will curse yourself, you will lock yourself in your room and shout at yourself, or you will ask your friends to shout at you maximum. You don't really get punished. Startups are fun actually. That's how many people take it. It is serious business. Though the impression is people take it seriously, nothing is more serious than having the crucial first 3 years of work experience. Here is the next lesson for your notebook. In your early stages of career, be prepared to do anything that is given. If they ask you to clean the toilet and sweep the floor, do it. I will repeat it because I'm using very strong words. If they ask you to sweep the floor or clean the toilet, do it. Shut up and do it. Because in corporate, you are not going to learn only the technical things. There is no big teacher than your own professors and yourself to learn. 90% of your learning is done actually. Technical learning is done by the time you finish your fourth year of engineering. All the masters, PhDs, whatever you learn later in trainings are all just remaining 10%. Your 90% of technical learning is done. What you learn in corporate is something beyond this. And that is there, the detail, not the, or the devil lies in the details, the small things that you do. No, I will not do. I see. Come on, you. I studied at a super college like VIT. I am not going to do documentation. Come on, I'm not going to do testing. Give me a hyphen that thing. Even if you are from MIT or IIT, it's the same. Does not matter. It does not matter. So this is very important in campus. See, even if your professors ask you to do something, you can tell them no. And the poor professors, the teachers, your teachers, poor teachers, maybe they'll try to convince you. And worst case, what can they do? In corporate, please. The best case scenario, they will shout at you, they will punish you. The worst case scenario in corporate, if you're not willing to do your job, they will simply move on to the next person. Firing is not the worst thing that can happen to you in corporate. There are things far worse than being fired, being made a dummy in your workplace, not being given challenging assignments, being ignored. And many times you feel, you know what, I will quit. I will stay at home without a job for a few months instead of working here. Corporate life is cruel, please. And another interesting thing, communication. Communication, they say, right? In my project management trainings, I always ask this question. If someone puts a gun to your head and says, the one thing that is important to a professional, one word. If you give the wrong answer, I will shoot you. What is that one word? Communication. Okay, what is the second thing that is needed? Also communication. What's the third thing? Also communication. Communication is the first, second, and third most important thing when you are in corporate. Communication is not just speaking. Communication is effectively convincing, conveying to the other people what you need and getting what you need. It comes in various forms: speaking, presentation, being nice to people, your body language. Imagine I come and tell you, hey, you're a very nice person. You know what? I like you very much. I'm going to give you a promotion. You're not going to be convinced because my mouth says something, my body language says something else. Also, I smile at you. I know I've never seen a worse employee compared to you. I'm going to fire you in 3 days. The only reason I'm not firing you today is because I'll be asked by my manager, my monthly targets are already met. For next month's firing, you'll be the first person. Really, I really hate you. See, I'm smiling. This is communication. So, trying to get the others to do what you want, establishing networks, everything is communication. You will see because many of these things are also covered in the next few slides. And the biggest thing is, for example, you can see what it means to be successful, not just getting your marks or good CGPA or something. It's not even the performance reviews on all those things because your contribution in a company is more than your performance reviews. Performance reviews happen once or twice a year. The difference, you know what, everything is going goody goody, good performer, bad performer. But things are going in a very bad way for the company. Right now, the industry is in a very bad situation, not just automotive, every industry. The job market is horrible. People are clinging to the jobs. In this situation, being a good performer with consistent good reviews does not matter. In our company, like in many companies, they have a concept of low performance management, LPM, but low performance management does not mean you are a poor performer. Out of a team of 10 people, all are great performers. Unfortunately, 9 people are better performers than you. Also, it's not just performance, your attitude. There was a time 2 weeks back, or 2 years back, or 2 months back, when the team was struggling a lot. This person refused to stay that extra 1 hour. I'm not saying you should stay late at work or something, but attitude. This person not only finished his job, he also supported his team members. He stayed that extra mile, he went the extra mile and supported his team members. He is not an individual hero who thinks of only his success, but also uplifts the team. You will be retained. The other guy will be fired. I know in corporate or in campus, you know, I know nowadays that attitude is not there, but here is one more thing. You know the difference between Indian universities and Western universities. I know nowadays Indian universities are changing. VIT is a very good example of this changed culture. But even now you can see there was a question asked to someone: why do we see more innovations from Western universities? Why do we see more powerful startups from Western universities, not from Indian universities? Because in Indian universities, imagine you're preparing for an exam, people don't help each other. They don't do study groups much. They're more interested in not teaching their classmates for the fear that the other person will get a better grade. But in Western universities, they form study groups. I don't know, you teach me, you don't know, I teach you. Both of us will learn everything, all of us will perform better. In Indian culture, we say it's a win-loss, it's a zero-sum game. You should lose if I have to win. I cannot win as long as you're also winning. Everyone can win, that culture is not there. That's a problem with Indian universities, and that's why the innovation culture is not there. And this is true in corporate. If you are always getting good appraisals and you are always succeeding, but your team is going down, you are the first person who should be fired. Because despite being a good performer, you are not helping your team succeed. So these are some big differences. Of course, this slide we will move on. You will get these slides actually. I'm going to give a small pause. Any questions anyone has? I hope you're all noting down in your notepads all these things. Any questions? I'm going to give a couple of minutes. Not just questions, challenges, or say, hey, Bhuvan, sorry, I don't agree with you, or I have a different perspective. Anyone? Unmute. Even the professors are welcome to ask or challenge. Come on. Yeah? Someone has a question? No? Okay. Good. Then in that case, we will move to the next. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Okay. Let's move on. So, we were basically seeing the difference between campus and corporate. Now is the time, if you want to move or transition from campus to corporate, what are the different things that you must gain? There are two classifications. One is behavioral traits, the other is key skills. I want to talk about behavioral traits first because it's more important than the skills. Behavior is what you are, skill is what you have. What you are is on any day more important than what you have. So, if you can see, for example, what is there at the top? Can someone read for me the one at the top in a different color? Can one of you?
Discipline.
Discipline, the most hated word, right? So now I know all of you are not looking at me like Bhuvan, you're looking at me like your parent or elder brother or uncle, right? This guy is talking of discipline. Let me take you through something. It will be surprising for you, probably most of you don't know. Though I am now 44 years old, about 25 years back I was 19 years old. Most people don't know this. At least my son does not know that. He thinks I dropped from heaven as a grown up, as a parent. So he says, Dad, you don't know anything. You don't know about me, my friends. I'm a teenager, he keeps saying. So at least I have to keep telling people this is not known to many people. 15 years back, or 25 years back, I was also 19 years old. Or a little earlier, like when I was 15, 16 years old, I started disliking my parents because I always said, you should do this, you should do that, discipline. Not always discipline, discipline. Then at the age of 17 or 18, 19, 20, 20, around that time, till my third year of college, I started hating my professors or whoever told me I had to be disciplined. I liked my professors, I liked my professors, but I was also, come on, angry because discipline, discipline. But somewhere in my third year, I started understanding there's something else going on. Because what got me there did not get me to where I wanted to be. This is the second book recommendation I give you. What got you here will not get you there. You can Google it on Amazon, you can see what got you here won't get you there. Because things that carried me easily as a student in school, my first year, second year, in my third year, from my second half, right, from sixth semester onwards, it did not carry me because sixth semester onwards, I had to look for, those times we did not have the internship concepts much. I had to look for jobs, I had to look for higher studies, campus recruitment, whatever it is, quite a lot of things. I found most of the questions I had, the answers were already there. What my parents have always been telling me, what my teachers have always been telling me. Only when I got a slap, I realized. And then I went to Germany. For the first time in my life, I was living far away from my family. Believe me, I thought I had all the freedom on earth. I could not be wronger. I could not be more wrong or wronger, whatever. Because the more and more freedom you get, the more and more responsibility you get. And the more and more responsibility you get, you feel that you have less and less freedom. And that time, the thing that saves you is discipline. How many of you brush your teeth every morning? Those who don't raise their hands means you don't brush your teeth. I can see, I think in VIT AP, the first row, second row, nobody raises their hands. So I think that's the answer. You guys brush your teeth, all of you, right? Good. Uh, do you remember when you started brushing your teeth? You don't. As children, we were taught by our parents to brush the teeth. Mornings, you get up, you get ready, brush your teeth, take bath, get ready, come to office or school or college, whatever. How did you get this habit? You did it once, you did it second time, third time, and now by habit you do it, right? So that is called discipline. This often hated concept of discipline will come into picture. You know what? Now I not just love my parents, love my professors from the past. I always respected them. I never disrespected them. But now I have a different level of respect for them because at that time I felt it was not, come on, I have lots of other priorities. I was a teenager or I was a budding adult. I was doing quite a lot of things, but I did not like what they said. Now I realize those are the very things that are helping me. Small, small things. Discipline is built of very small things, nothing major, nothing big. It is the small things in life like brushing your teeth. It's insignificant. You don't know how you entered the bathroom, you don't know how you came out of the bathroom, how you brush your teeth. No, small things that you do mechanically, right? Atomic Habits. This is the third book recommendation I'm giving you. Atomic Habits. The author is James Clear. These small things that you do is really going to help you. And discipline is something you do subconsciously. In a corporate culture, that's very important. The things that you do without even blinking, thinking a second time, are the things that will decide whether you progress or you have a successful career or not. I told you 90% of your technical learning is over by the time you step out of your fourth year college. And most of your learnings are done, the other side of learnings are done in your first 3 to 5 years. The habits that form in your first few years are the ones that will stick with you for your entire life. That is why my coachings I do in my free time, I do not do only for students like you. I do it for professionals up to 5 years of experience because they are not any different from you students. Only thing is you're sitting inside a campus, they are sitting inside a corporate. That is why I keep saying in your early years, up to 5 years, if they ask you to clean the toilet or sweep the floor, do it. Discipline. Do the small things right. I learned it the hard way. You don't have to do it. This is very important. Enough about discipline. Nobody likes talking too much about discipline. So let me move next one. Emotional intelligence, of course, it covers most of the thing what we say. letting your decisions driven by data against emotions. You know what emotional intelligence is. Professional behavior, because there is certain behavior that's tolerated when you're a student, when you're at home. It's not tolerated when you're in corporate. All these things are applicable, be it in an internship or in a proper job. We saw the first thing, no dignity of labor. Then accountability, commitment means very simple. In corporate, when you agree to do something, when you commit to something, there are only two chances, there are only two options. Number one, you are committed, do it. If you cannot, communicate in advance. You are given a 10-day task. Don't go to your manager or to your expert on the ninth day and ask 100 questions. Ask the questions on the first 2 days. If you cannot deliver it by the 10th day, inform them on the third, fourth, worst case, fifth day. They are not going to kill you if you don't deliver on time, but they are going to not only kill you, they will bury you and make sure you will never come out of the ground if you don't communicate to them. Your career is finished if you repeatedly not deliver, but if you do not communicate. This is called commitment. Forget punctuality is there, you need any time. Systematic and organized approach. Headless chicken, no? That approach you cannot have. Because I told you sometime back, process more important than process, results are important. This is the opposite of that. To arrive at a result, you need to have a systematic thinking. You cannot say scattered brain thinking. No, I do that, this. You have to have a system. Forget not for your projects, but for your own career growth. Always you should have a method. Always you should have a well planned systematic approach so you can trace your steps back. Being very organized. And you should also learn to respect certain norms. Come on, one. In college, only I was respecting all. I have to wear uniform. I have to come to class on time. I should not do cat calls when the professor is at the board. I should not be throwing rocket at the professor. I should not do make fun. And one in campus, in corporate also. Yes. One more thing. I'm not saying you must strictly adhere to the rules, but no corporate likes a rule breaker. Every corporate likes a creative person, but creativity and rule breaking or following rules, they can actually coexist. It's a misconception. If you have to be creative, you have to be a successful innovator, you have to break rules. Not that kind of rules. There are certain things, being punctual, for example, following the norms, etiquette, because your team members they will not like you if you are breaking the rules. So because there is a system at corporates, and there's a reason why there is a system, and you have to adhere to it. Not because your HR says so, not because your manager says so. Never ever do it because your HR says something or your manager says something. Do it because that's the right thing to do. Do it for yourself and know the difference, the boundary between personal and professional. You cannot talk everything to everyone. You can have circles like Indian culture and German culture. The difference in India, everyone we meet is a friend. In Germany, right, they say when you meet someone, they're just an acquaintance. They will not share everything with you. To become a friend, you have to work hard. At job, always have these circles. Do not share everything with everyone. Do not share your plans. It will come to hurt you in the future. Maintain the boundary between personal and professional and teamwork. And the biggest thing I see here is faith and patience. It may again appear like a philosophy class, but I'm transferring my experience. I'm not taking this out of ChatGPT or all these things. From my experience, I'm saying faith means always. What is faith? You have to do something, but you don't believe it will work. You don't see the results. Blindly, you have to do something. That's called faith. Imagine you've seen babies now, parents throw them in the babies in the air, but the baby is still smiling, right? Because it has faith that its parent will catch. That's faith. Because many times, believe me, this will help you in your corporates, internship, or job. Faith and patience is the one thing that will help you always. There have been many situations in my life where sometimes there have been patches where I have been jobless, thrown out of a job, or within a job but no projects. The future is bleak. I have a family, I have so many commitments. But you know what helped me carry through? That will help you also. Faith. Faith that in myself. I know I am very skilled. I know my attitude is good. I have the right behavioral traits. I have the right skills, and this, and most importantly, I have faith in the process. So what do you mean by faith in the process? Means if you do the right things will work. If you have the right attitude, the right heart, and you do the right things, you trust the process, things will work. Maybe not today or tomorrow, but day after tomorrow. And have the patience. More important than your technical skills, more important than your communication skills, more important than 100 other things, faith and patience. I should basically have highlighted this also, like discipline. I'm not teaching you how to get an internship, how to prepare for interviews, how to clear interviews, how to get a job. I'm not teaching you those. I'm teaching you after you get a job. What do you do on the second day? What do you do when you are getting fired from your job? What do you do when your manager scolds you? What do you do when you get a poor appraisal? What do you do when you are undergoing the worst day of your life or worst day at your job? It never gets taught in universities or in any coaching sessions. They only teach you to be prepare you for being interview ready. They prepare you to land the first day of the job. Very rarely they teach you what to do on the second day or third day or the 100th day on the worst day of your job. You will face it. All of you will face that one bad day, 2 bad days. Faith and patience is very important. So lots of other things. If you can see here again, I don't want to read this. I will share this mind map also with all of you. Entrepreneurial mindset we just discussed. To be accountable, to take ownership, the big picture thinking, right? So they say you should not lose the wood, the forest for the trees. Unlike in college, even in college, your professors don't tell you everything. They give you a picture, they give you some idea, and you have to develop the concept, right? And corporate is very important because your manager is also an employee. He or she has her own manager. Everyone is reporting to someone. So they have their own career in mind. Who is responsible for your career? You, not your manager. So your manager is responsible for her career, not your career. So when nobody has time for others, only you can take care of yourself. And the most important thing here is to fill the gaps. Nobody has the patience, has the time. Even if they do have patience and time, they will not and they should not teach you everything. No spoon feeding, no babysitting. So they will give you an idea and you have to fill in the gaps, and you not only that, you have to see the bigger picture. Why? If I am asked to write a small test case, why? Do I understand the product well enough? If somebody tells me, do not touch this piece of code, why? If someone tells you, hey, actually, we are going to shift your workplace, do you understand the bigger picture? You connect it. So, connecting the dots and forming the big picture, that wisdom is very important, the most important entrepreneurial trait you have to develop. You know, smart work versus hard work, for example, proactiveness and everything. And as I told you, even when you're having a very secure job, you should be thinking always ahead, planning your career. Your career planning does not stop on the day you get your job. Believe me, as easily as you get your job, you may also lose it. I'm not speaking negatively. I will give you one interesting thing. When I joined my job at Bosch, the one who interviewed me, the department head, I did not meet him in the first week. At the end of the first week, the Friday of that week, I went to say hello to him. I said, hey, I joined the job. It's 1 week. I have not met you after the interview. I just want to tell you thank you very much for selecting me. And he asked me, how are you doing? You know, I'm new to Coimbatore. I'm trying to find an apartment to live. I'm staying in a guest house. I'm trying to settle down. And at work also, I'm trying to adjust, understand, settle down. He told me one advice which till today I keep telling to everyone. You can write it down in your notebook. You can settle in your personal life. You should never settle in your professional life. The day you settle in your professional life, you are dead. After all, when the heartbeat is settled, it means you are dead. If you think everything is going great, something is wrong. When things are quiet and stable, something is wrong. Things should be moving. Never get happy at what you have just because you're stable. Keep looking. I'm not saying be greedy, look for another job that gives you extra 1 lakh, 2 lakh rupees. No. I'm not saying always be unsatisfied or dissatisfied. No. Always think if you can do great today, you can do greater. You can always do better. Never settle for less. And always give some time for yourself. My time. Because there is only one person on earth who is interested in you, and that is you. Yeah, your parents are interested in you, your spouse in the future when you get married will be interested in you, your children maybe. But the best person who is interested in you is yourself. Never neglect yourself. The 4 dimensions: spiritual, emotional, mental, physical. Never, never, never ignore. Always be at your spiritual best, at your emotional best, at your mental best, and your physical best. You can write it down. These 4 things always. Because your job goes in one way, your life goes in one way. But if they have to be on parallel tracks, taking care of yourself, always giving time for yourself, genuinely loving yourself, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically, is what makes this track parallel. Otherwise, your job is in one direction, your life in the other direction, there is a dissonance. And then the other things are self-explanatory. I'll just skim through because I'm looking at the time. So, for example, learning continuously. Never, in English, they call it never poo-poo. Never take anything carelessly, small things. Because learning is there in everything. Even your junior can teach you something. And other things you can read for yourself. I'm just looking, the most important thing, packaging your message, articulation. This session, what I do 1.5 hours. You ask me to do it for 10 days, 5 days, 15 days, I can do it. You ask me to do it for half an hour, I can do it. The thing is, knowing the audience, sensing the audience. That's very important. Because many times, even after I have been an experienced professional, I have always got the feedback, Bhuvan, you're not sensing the audience. The customer was really not interested in what you're saying. But I have prepared a lot, so much. Last 1 week, day and night, I prepared. I want to say what I want. Customer is not interested. You're not able to package your message. Packaging your message is not just being crisp, that's only one part of it. Sensing, empathizing with the other person, staying in his or her shoes. It's very important. Just give me a moment. Because I'm also learning a lot when talking to you guys. I just noted something down. So please, please learn how to sense the other person and how to package your message. And of course, the last one, humility. It goes without saying. Whoever you are, even if you are the master of earth, you're still someone's child. You're still someone's sibling. You're still someone's parent. You're still someone's student. Never in your life you can erase the fact you are an alumnus of VIT, alumnus or alumna of VIT. Never can you erase the fact that you are someone's student. The moment you are born, you cannot erase the fact you are someone's child. Never forget your basics. You'll see it in one of the next slides. You may have come from a very well-to-do family, privileged family, or underprivileged, because a couple of months back I was talking to the STARS students. Also, I was doing a similar session. Not everyone is a star student. Some of us may have been blessed with more things than them. Never forget your basics. Always you think you are great, there is some, at least one person who is greater than you, but who is more humble than you. Please don't forget. Then, key skills. We talked about behavioral traits. Key skills. Mostly these are synchronized with each other. They're related to each other. For example, knowledge. The first one, I want to get it out of the way, domain knowledge to technical. See, technical knowledge you're learning from college, domain knowledge keeps changing because each company, each product line, each industry has its own domain knowledge learning. Project management. In fact, I do a session on project management as a life skill for students. Maybe in a future session, I can do it. I will speak to our professors and I can do it for you in person also. I can come to your campus and do it. But project management is very important. You are not a project manager by designation. How many of you have organized birthday parties? You can raise your hands. How many of you have celebrated your own birthdays with cake cutting or something? How many of you have bought your own mobile phone? Maybe it comes from your father's, mother's money, parents' money, but you made the research what phone you want. This is a specification. How many of you have bought your own mobile phone? You're already project managers. How many of you wake up in the morning again, same, brush your teeth, take bath, come to school or college every day or most of the days? You're all project managers already. You don't know it. So project management is very important. Then comes language skills, business communication, business English and everything, obvious, but also some foreign language. Business acumen. Technical skills are not enough. You need to have the business acumen. You need to understand your product, your business, your competition, everything, learning all these things. Financial awareness, for example. You have to manage your finances. I don't know how many of you are doing part-time jobs or doing researches, earning money from the research grant. You should be able to manage your money because when you can't manage your money, even 1 crore a month salary is also not enough. The difference between someone being happy with a 10 lakh salary and someone who is unhappy with a 1 crore salary is exactly this: financial awareness. Then comes communication skills. I will just talk about the most important thing: marketing yourself. What was the first thing I did? I tom-tommed about myself, right? So that's called marketing yourself. Because in corporates, it's very important to do your job, even more important to market yourself. If you don't market yourself, somebody else will take your job and market themselves. It's very, very important. And storytelling, for example, active listening, asking for feedback and receiving feedback. I don't know how often you go and ask your friends, your family, your classmates, your professors for feedback because you're afraid the moment you ask feedback, they will start giving all the negative things. You know, there is something called Johari window. You'll see it in one of the next slides. Google, write it down: Johari, Johari window. Knowing about yourself. So always try to ask and receive feedback. Lots of other things, influencing, prioritization. You can read all these things. But the most important trait among all this is keep learning. If you think you have enough skills for today, sorry, you are wrong. The market, the technologies are emerging every day. The expectations are changing. So it's not just the hard skills, but also the soft skills that are very, very, very important. Now, I was telling you about never forget the basics. So there are two pyramids that you have to know about basics. The first of them is called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You can Google it again and you can learn because you can right now on your mobile phones also you can check. This is a form of motivating yourself. Basically, it's used in leadership trainings to motivate your team members reporting to you or to your project team, but you can use it to motivate yourself. See, at the bottom most of everything, we have physiological needs: food and water, house, home, and everything. Someone who is struggling for food, you go and tell him, hey, you know what? There is an amazing concert, A.R. Rahman concert happening. Can you? They're not interested. So taking care of yourself, your basic needs, physiological needs. Then comes safety and security, your job security, or you living in a safe environment. Can you speak openly to your professors about what you think? Can you speak to your team members in corporate, to your managers, and not be retaliated against? Then comes love and belonging. Do I belong to my team? Do my team members respect me? Am I considered a valuable member of my team? Then comes self esteem. Am I being given special projects? What is my legacy? I've been working 3 years in this company. If someone says what my name is, say Mohammed, actually, that's the only name I heard here in this session today. If someone says, hey, there's a guy called Mohammed in the department XYZ of this division ABC. I know him. He is a guy who also always comes for CSR activities or who always has got the best appraisals. That guy. And was this the same guy who created the automated system to make our to who reduce the cycle time of this process from 1 hour to 10 minutes? Yeah, I know him. What is that legacy? That's your self-esteem. And finally, self-actualization. What I'm doing to you is self-actualization. My managers now may or may not see I'm sitting inside my office now in the meeting room. But my managers may or may not know. They will know what I'm doing, but they don't care that I do. They care more about what I do at my job. This is for my self-satisfaction I'm doing, but it's something for more important than self-satisfaction, giving back. Are you giving back to the society? Every one small lesson you learn, you can give 10 lessons to the people. How many of you there roughly in each of the auditoriums? Can you please unmute and tell me in each of the auditoriums?
10.
10 people.
Yes, sir, at Bhopal campus.
What is the total strength of Bhopal campus? Roughly.
Sir, 16,000 approximately. Around.
So 16,000 minus 10 people have not got a chance to attend this. Same in Vellore, AP.
Sir, correction, sir. I think 1,000. I'm not sorry.
Doesn't matter. N minus 10 people have not got a chance. Same at VIT, Vellore, AP, Chennai, everywhere. So what should you do the moment you step out? Share this knowledge. Share the notes you made. You conduct a session within your own class for the others from your class. You conduct for others, for your juniors, for everyone. So this is self-actualization. Because I'll tell you, the world does not grow by givers or by takers, only by givers. The satisfaction you get in your job is not by what you take from the job, but what you give back to your job and to the people around you. It may never give you a better appraisal. It may not give you a higher percentage salary hike. It may not give you a promotion. It will basically do nothing visible to you, but you're still giving. That's called self-actualization. Be a giver. You can take, but you'll see actually networking, most of the time you think you're taking and taking. Sometimes you can give also. Never shy. Never be shy to take also sometimes from your network. Being a giver and a taker equally, it helps the world grow. So comes the next one. Similar to this, you can Google it also. It's called Delta Pyramid. Again, it's a management, comes in management trainings, but it defines who you are. Sir, we thought you were going to talk something about internship or campus to corporate transition. Why are you talking all these things? Because you will see all these things in your 10th year, 15th year, 20th year of your job. You are now in your minus 1th or minus 2th year, right, of your job. Don't you think it's useful? Basically, right at the top, there is your purpose. Why am I here? Always keep talking to yourself. Not in front of others, they will brand you as God knows what. But keep talking to yourself. Why am I here? Why am I doing this? Anything that you're doing, you want to apply for a new job, you want to go for a certification, you want to learn something new, you want to propose to your future spouse. Anything. Why am I doing this? Why? Then that defines that why defines who you are, your identity. And that who you are defines what are the beliefs, the belief system, the value system that you have. And Only this value system, the belief system, determines what you acquire, capabilities with which you do things. That doing things is your behavior, and that behavior that you exhibit creates the environment around you. Basically, you create your world. So this is a message. So never forget your basics. And the last. All right, now, one, we understood why we think we may want to have a job or an internship. We know to a good extent campus and corporate the difference. We also know some behaviorals, what we are or should be, and key skills, what we should learn, what we should do, what we should have. What next? Between today and tomorrow, when you enter a job, or even when you're in a job in your fifth year, sixth year, 10th year of your job, how to keep constantly preparing yourself. Obvious, most of the things we already saw, identifying your purpose. You saw Johari window, SWOT analysis, all these things you can do. Understanding strengths, weaknesses. Keeping your profile updated. How many of you noted down my LinkedIn profile that I showed in my TomTom page? I can see a few hands being raised. Don't worry, I will put it in my next few slides because as important as it is to TomTom at the beginning, it's even more important to TomTom at the end. That's the next lesson in corporate. I know most of you would not have taken my LinkedIn. Being a good corporate guy, I love talking about myself. Who does not love talking about themselves? So I will have my LinkedIn profile in the next slide again. But you can all connect with me, and usually the response time in me adding you in my network when you send is less than 12 hours. Worst case. So don't worry. So create a LinkedIn profile. Some of you may have, some of you may not. Some of you will have an empty profile or an incomplete. You know, the 5-star profile on LinkedIn. There are certain things you need to fill. Fill your LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn is your horoscope. In Tamil, they call it Jatakam or something in Tamil or Telugu. In Hindi, they call it Kundali, I think. Right? I will tell you, your horoscope comes secondary because nobody will give you their daughter or their son in marriage. Even if you want to find the girl or boy yourself, right? Very rarely you will get a spouse unless you have a job, and you will not get a job without certain things like your good profile, good LinkedIn, and everything. Do you agree with me? LinkedIn profile is more important than your horoscope? No? Please, please keep it up to date and invest in yourself. This is what I've been saying right from the beginning. Groom yourself. Men, go neatly shaved. I'm not saying you should not have beard or mustache. If you want to have a beard or mustache, groom it. Don't go like, I don't know, in Munabai MBBS or in Tamil Vasul the Raja MBBS or Shankar Dada MBBS in Andhra. You know that movie, that patient who will be, this is a special patient. They say Anand or some name. They say whom they take later and shave and give a face lift. You can watch it on YouTube. Don't go like that, please. Ladies also, right? You can leave your hair completely, but do it in a graceful. Be graceful. Your dress, invest in dress. Spend some money. Get a neat set of formals. First thing, before you open your mouth and talk, people notice how you appear, right? So groom yourself, dress properly, invest in books and learning materials always, even after you've started your job or internship. Please do that. And have mentors at work also. It could be your managers, it could be elders, anyone, because mentors are ones with whom you can share your vulnerability, your fears, your insecurities. Always groom mentors at your job, at your internship. In internship, you'll get mentors. In job, very rarely. So please get mentors, get role models, idols. They can be from anywhere, from your family, friends, anywhere. And leverage. There are lots of free tools. You don't have to. I'll tell you, when I went, I will be honest, I will share a very cruel thing. I told you I went to lots of universities, more than 200 universities across the globe. For every 10 universities I go to, there are at least 2 or 3 universities who say they're not interested. Sir, it is very important. I'm coming. I'm saying, shut up and take this. I'm giving it to you. They're not interested. And in one IIT, I do not want to name the IIT. That IIT, that professor, senior professor, he said, how much do you charge? Sir, free. No, 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 nothing can be free. No, sir, it's free. Nothing can be free. In life, there is nothing free. He thought he was saying something, a management paradigm. Then I calmly told him, sir, most of the important things in life are free. The air we breathe is free. The water we drink, mostly, it's free. The love we get from our family, it's free. When these most important things in life are free, why should some other things lesser important? Why can also they not be free? You have lots of free resources. Simply Learn, Udemy, Coursera, you know a lot. And you are inside the campus libraries. So many free. Use them. What's the use of having them free? Unless you use them. You leverage these. And I told you, do not think something is small. Every small thing, try to learn from them. Because unlike campus, where you fail one semester, you can write an arrears exam next semester. In corporate, tolerance to failure is very less. Very rarely you get a second or third chance to learn. So you should always learn when you have the chance. So leverage all the networks and all these things. So, and probably the most important thing is the key moments. Very important. This is from my hard burn. I will tell you. I learned it very hard way. You don't know when the next great opportunity is staring at you. You will not realize unless it's gone. I'll give you an example. I was in Germany. I was a student and I was looking for a job. That time from German Telecom in India at Pune, I got a contact of a key person, a top manager. He came to Germany and at the airport he interviewed me in Germany in Frankfurt airport. He said, Bhuvan, the job is yours, come to India. I thought, come on, why should I go to India? I will work in Germany for some more years. I ignored that opportunity. I did work in Germany for some more years. 5 years later or 4 years later, I came to Germany, India, and everything. But I realized if I had taken the job, I would have started from a much lower position than I thought, but I would have progressed much farther. Same examples. At every turn, I never realized in job, in internships, small things they'll keep knocking. So keep your antenna open. There's nothing that is small. If someone comes in casual, imagine your manager comes in casual says, hey, how are things? How is the weather? How is CSK? How is Delhi? And how is all this playing Mumbai Indians? Don't think he or she is interested in CSK or Mumbai Indians. Use that opportunity. Elevator pitch. You know what an elevator pitch is, right? Prepare an elevator pitch. Google it. You don't know who you walk into the lift. You are getting out from the ground floor, you're getting out on the fifth floor, your CEO may go to the 15th floor. Get into the lift, travel with him or her to the 15th floor, 10 seconds. You should prepare. Always, that's why you should always be prepared. In campus, you will get a chance to be prepared. If you don't, if you're not already in corporate, you will never get a chance. You should always be prepared. Every moment you are being monitored, every moment you are being appraised, every moment you are being judged. You cannot say, oh, I did not know that was a job interview. My manager just came to me at the coffee machine and just spoke to me casually and left. And now he has given that plum activity to my team member. He did interview you. That coffee machine water cooler discussion. You remember? That was a job interview. Nobody told me. Exactly the point. Your customer will never tell you what he or she needs in advance. So they're evaluating you all the time. So, and the biggest thing is this internal dialogue. Keep talking to yourself. Always have friends, have mentors who can help you with that, and always prepare to give back. So, last slide. Immediately now, when you get up, what are you going to do? Share this. Imagine each campus are n people, students, staff, professors. N minus few people only have come here. So for that n minus few people, please share that. Whoever has not, few people have come, n minus few, share this knowledge with them. I will share the slides. the mind map, and all the things. Please share the knowledge. By giving, you are getting a lot. They say when you are in a training, only 20% you learn by listening, 40% you learn by asking questions and being interactive, 80% you learn by doing and applying, 100% you learn only when you teach, when you train. Whatever you learned today, refer your notes or from your memory. Immediately, if you have not made notes now, no problem. Go to your classrooms now, scribble down the notes furiously before you forget. Create small sessions to your not. I cannot humanly do 1,000 sessions. I can do a few more sessions. I cannot do 1,000 sessions. So those who are not blessed enough to be in this session, lucky enough to be in this session like you, please go and disseminate this knowledge. Please stay connected with me on LinkedIn. You can note down my LinkedIn profile. The last one, BHU1S, Bhuvans, right? BHU1S. You can note down. You can find my name, Bhuvanas Surapaya. Connect with me, with your PAT placement team, CDC team, right? Be in close touch. Do not go to your PAT team only when you're looking for a campus interview or internship or something. Those guys are doing an amazing job. I have been seeing them, and they're not there to just get you a job or an internship. They're there to help you throughout. Please be constantly engaged with them, appreciate them. And once you are in a job or an internship, your job is not over. Just like you came up, you pull the others. Because only by teaching others, by giving to others, by pulling the others, you also will move. They say a rising tide lifts all boats. Never keep things, knowledge, or anything, opportunities to yourself. And the last thing, do not forget the basics. We all came from nothing, we all go to nothing. In this short span in between, do not forget your basics, wherever, whichever heights you go to. So, with this, that's done. So any questions or discussions, I leave the screen open for you to note down my LinkedIn profile. You can get all my contacts there, and you're free to connect with me anytime, even directly, personally. You can connect with me, it's not a problem. So thank you very much for listening patiently to me, for being interactive to the extent allowed or possible. Thanks to Samuel Rajkumar sir, Manikandan sir, for this opportunity. Thanks for Manikandan sir organizing this, and thank you all, because I don't consider this a favor to VIT. VIT or VEC, right, was my home. That's basically the place where I got most of what I have today. So I'm just giving back. I know I will get 1,000 things back because I'm doing this. So you also do the same. So thank you everyone for this opportunity. I'm open for any questions in the remaining time. Anyone? I leave the floor open, unmute, ask. Thank you.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Please.
Sir, since you spoke about the Indian culture compared to the Western culture, more often or less the criticism that we as students or even as professionals receive are not constructive in nature. So, what's your take on that, sir? If you get criticism that is mainly to downplay your efforts or whatever you have achieved, so how would you deal with that?
Beautiful. Whenever someone criticizes you, there can be only two things. They are right, they are wrong. If they are right, you don't have to worry. Improve yourself. If they are wrong, if they are wrong, ignore. If you have the chance, if you're close enough to the person, or if it really matters that you correct their opinion, it could be your professor, it could be your manager who has a hold on your career appraisals and everything, try to explain to them why you think that they are not correct, but do it in a very diplomatic way. Use the right words, use the right timing, right environment. Choose the right timing, call them separately in a closed room, tell them why you think they are wrong or why their perception is wrong. They may be wrong, but the fact that they have this perception of you is correct. So try to understand. Never go out, go in. Always try to see, is there something in my behavior that gave this wrong impression to give the wrong criticism? Try to find out. And at the end of the day, it all lies with us. The solutions lie with us. Yeah.
Yes.
Anything else? Any questions? Are any quick feedbacks? For example, was this useful to you, this
Yes,
session?
sir. It was very useful.
Did it give you
Sir,
some? Yeah, yeah.
I'm a bit confused if I should be asking this, but how was your second day at work?
My second day of work, I don't remember actually. That was in Germany, and my second day of any corporate experience was at my internship. I was working at a company called Sirona Dental Systems. It was Siemens Medical. My second day, I was lost. Actually, that was in 2003, for example, 2003, and I don't remember completely. It is now 22 years, but I always believed I could have done more because my language was not very good. My German skills were not so great at that time, and they were all speaking German, and it was a completely different domain. And this thing, but they said, "Ah, an intern has come." They were protecting me a lot, but that was not good for me because they gave me a desk, they gave everything, and then I was wondering. Oh, and the biggest problem for me was I was a vegetarian. I am a vegetarian, and Germany in those days was not really good for vegetarian. So the biggest thought on my second day at work, don't laugh, was where is the canteen and what food will I have? Will there be a vegetarian option? Because at college canteen, right, mess in Germany, most of the time they will not have any vegetarian food at all. They will have fish, chicken, non-veg, everything, but no vegetarian. And sometimes in the name of vegetarian, they'll have porridge, or they will have God knows what. So I was wondering, my college canteen was like this. What will be there in the company canteen? Because first day I was not. I was there only for half a day to finish my formalities, and then I left. Second day was the first time I went to a canteen. I had to go. Believe me, this is what will happen to most people. Just on a lighter note. Yeah. Did you learn something that you did not expect to learn in such a session? A few things that generally you don't see in other sessions. Was it useful? Can you tell me approximately how many people are there in each campus? I think in Bhopal you said there are about 10 people, right? Can the other campuses I'm curious, other campuses unmute and say, for example, say Chennai or AP or Vellore? Anyone? Maybe I can ask AP campus, how many of you are there? Just I'm curious how many people I'm speaking to. You're on mute.
33, sir.
Wow, perfect. You're counting to the exact. Great. How about Vellore?
It is 250.
Wow, wow, I am blown away. And how about Chennai?
So around 90, sir.
Sorry,
90, sir. 90.
I'm really happy. So roughly around 380 people, 383 or something roughly. That's nice. So that means overall VIT minus 383 people. It's your job actually, you 383 people, to go and spread. And I can come for more sessions. I am happy to do that. But since we cannot cover every single person, you should do it. You are the ambassadors or lighthouses, right? Change catalysts. You should go and do that. Do you promise me that you will share this knowledge with everyone else? For me, that's the only
Yes,
takeaway. Yeah, that's the only payment I
yes, sir.
expect from this session. Yeah,
Definitely, sir.
great, great, great. So now it's 12:30. I think if you're okay, we can close. This is the last lesson I want to teach you in this session. Maintaining the timing. We started dot at. I was there 5-10 minutes earlier, and now it's dot 12:30. We are closing the session. In corporate, it's very important. No plus or minus few minutes. And I hand it over to ma'am. I think Punima ma'am. I think her name, ma'am, or so. Who is there? I don't know. The coordinator, ma'am, who was there?
Hello, sir. The session was so informative, and thanks for your time as well.
No problem. Yeah. So we can close now, right?
Yes, sir. Sure.
No issues. So thank you, everyone. Wish you all the best. God bless. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Thanks. Thank you, guys.